Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm making a quick video about my new meta arty build. It's gonna be the best build for Kazeros Act 3. Now, this is a skill build and you're gonna notice something very unusual and a bit insane. There is the Plasma Storm skill on the skill build. Now, let me explain to you why this is the future of Arty. Now, the spell that was replaced for this was Napalm Shot. Napalm Shot is a pretty decent utility spell focused on stagger and meter gain. But this spell, it doesn't have as much stagger, but it has enough stagger to be used as a spell itself and a stagger phase because it's a pretty long skill and there's a tripod that makes it longer, meaning it'll stagger for longer. So it's actually not that bad as a stagger spell itself, and the meter gain is not as much as Napalm Shot, but it's not that bad either because it lasts for a long time and it does more damage on its own, but it's not a damage spell. This is another utility spell. You see it in PvP, but for this build, it's gonna utilize the poison effect from the skill rune. You put poison on this, and you have 11 seconds of poison on the boss. More than 11 seconds, because it's 5 plus 2 plus 6. The duration is 6 seconds, and it keeps refreshing every time it attacks the boss. And every time it attacks the boss, it keeps refreshing the poison. You see how the poison effect is still ticking? And this is not that bad. It adds up a lot, especially if you crit it, which right now I don't have any adrenaline stacks. That's why it might not be critting all the time, but it's pretty good chip damage. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because you can stack bleed and poison. Before, I was like, okay, bleed is not that good. What's the point of like making a bleed build and focusing so much on like the bleed effect if it's not doing that much damage? But now both of them are getting stacked together, and let's say you have full adrenaline stack. Look at these bleed effects just sticking. 6 million, blah blah blah, 2, 1. See, this is, it's like 4 million a tick non-stop. So it adds up when you stack both together. And what this does is it allows you to focus on your synergy more often instead of focusing on other skills for your damage. Now, not only can you play more for the team, trying to keep your synergy as much as possible with the bleeding effects, it's still as good with the meter skill. Now I'm gonna do a parse just to show you that it actually is stronger than the regular build with Napalm Shot. So I'll show you here in a sec when I do my parse. That's all I'm gonna do. And also, I'm gonna do like I have 98. Just at 98, you can actually at least get level 2 here. This is gonna be the new meta build, and when we get the potion, I'll have level 5 Swiftness Barrage. Level 5 Swiftness, actually, you know what? I can just do this. I don't need the teleport right now. But you need a teleport in a raid, okay? But I'm in Trixion, so I'm not gonna use the teleport. I don't need the teleport. But just remember, you actually need the teleport in an actual raid. So you need to put the point here. And everything looks good. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. So now that you know that it's exactly like this, I'll do the parse and show you this insane damage. I'm gonna use this. That way you can know the full potential of RD with this build. Bro, look at this absolute insane damage. I even went over 2 minutes because the T skill was coming up, which would actually even be higher than a 2-minute parse. So now you're looking at the parse itself. This is pretty much average crit rate because I have Blunt Thorn, which is 80%, but I have a lot of skills that don't benefit from the crit rate from Barrage, so it evens out at around 75% to the total crit rate. But you can see that this is absolutely insane damage, and it's full of utility because by keeping the synergy close to 100%, this is one of the best synergy in the game. But the reason why it sucks to play around it is because the spells that have the synergy don't do damage. Like, you do damage in Barrage, so you want to focus on landing your Barrage skills. You don't want to focus on synergy. And also your meter skills, all the other meter skills do not like have synergy on them. You focus on this and then you forget about your synergy. But with this build and adding the bleed, the stacking with the Plasma Storm and the bleed effect, you can actually focus on doing those first because they'll actually gain you a decent chunk of damage by themselves. So playing for the team does not gimp your own DPS. So this is the build I'm gonna be running for the race and the Act 3. Like and subscribe, and catch you guys next video.